My name is Pierre Arsenault. I'm a General Manager for Intermodal Operations. Basically, my responsibilities are to look after the entire network as it relates to intermodal operations, which means looking after the terminals that we have, the inland terminals. We have 19 altogether. And we also have the relationship with the ports. And then we look after all the capacity planning for network operations in intermodal. The glowing boxes comes from J.J. Ruet, our Chief Marketing Officer. He was in Vancouver meeting with TSI, and at one point they realized that we really didn't have a lot of measures in place for containers remaining on the terminal. And feedback from customers indicated that the threshold for them to get excited or to get concerned with boxes dwelling at the port was about 72 hours.
My name is Volker Kluge, the president of ZIM Canada. I can confirm that the container movement must remain fluid without delays as our customers demand an uninterrupted supply chain in order to remain competitive in the global environment.
We have agreements with all of the ports across our network, the Port of Montreal, the Port of Halifax, the Port of Prince Rupert, as well as Vancouver, and specifically with TSI. It really started with TSI at Delta Port, or Rob Banks as we refer to it as well. The glowing box report is measuring several things. One of them is what's the average time that the boxes have been on the ground, dwelling at TSI at Delta Port, how long the box has been before we unloaded it from the vessel, how long it's dwelled, and then what the transit time is to destination, whether it be Chicago, Toronto, or Montreal, for example. When the box is physically put on the ground, when it is released by TSI is now captured in our system, and our customer support group are looking at this report. Everybody receives this, so it's very transparent, very open. Everybody at CN can see this report, and we have a lot of dialogue with regards to how do we improve the situation on a daily basis. We have a ports manager in Vancouver. His name is Matthew Hipwell, and he has daily contact with the terminal.
I move goods. I manage the flow of intermodal through Vancouver, through our domestic terminal, through our ports. We've got 3 ports in Vancouver, and we move almost 40,000 feet of goods a day. So the glowing box report is one of the first things I look at when I start my day. It gives me a quick snapshot of the Delta Port situation. It shows me how much footage I have on the ground. It breaks it down by destination, and it helps me plan on what kind of trains I need to run.
Okay, and what about some ZIM boxes? Do we have anything old for ZIM right now, or are we pretty?
I'm showing 57 for Chicago, 2 for Detroit for ZIM, but I think those are the ones that were ramped in part last night. Just looking ahead to Christmas, our plan is to have 0 ground count before the Christmas shutdown to avoid any longer dwell. So we'll run an extra 116 on the 20th, another one on the 23rd, and that should put us in position to 0 our ground counts before Christmas time.
I think the biggest benefit for the customer is it keeps both parties, all 3 parties, because here there's more than just us and TSI. It's also BCR that does all the switching for us at Vancouver, at Delta Port. It keeps us all focused, and we can then concentrate on the boxes which have been dwelling longer.
Hey Pierre, how are you? It's Matt.
Hey Matt, how you doing?
Good, good.
Good.
So, just in a follow-up to what we talked about yesterday, we're looking in good shape here with the ZIM containers.
Okay.
At this point, actually at midnight last night, we were down to 26 cans over 72 hours.
Right, and what destinations were they?
Most of which were for Toronto.
Okay.
And I've confirmed with TSI this morning that all the cans for Toronto have been loaded, and they'll be going out on the 106 this morning.
Customers have noticed the difference, and they have told us that it's made a difference.